Actually, let me go ahead and pop myself up here on StreamYard as well as everything else. Um, Today, I was out celebrating someone for their birthday. A very amazing and beautiful young woman turned 17 years old today. So shout out to Miss Chi in the building, one of the world's greatest. Just wanted to show some love there. But yo, it is about to go down, y'all. It's about to go down. Let me tell you, tonight's topic, we are talking about staying focused. All right. We got to stay focused. We got to stay focused. What I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and connect with about two or three people. Tell them, hey, yo, let's jump on. Let's check out this live because we talking about staying focused. We got to stay focused. I know that I am like an hour back, but it was worth the sacrifice. I wanted to make sure I had some stuff set up for you. As a matter of fact, I want to try and just tell y'all a joke real quick. You ready? How do you know God likes coffee? How do you know God likes coffee? If you know the answer, drop it in there. What's up, KT Wells? What's happening with you? Miss Tanya, what's happening with you? How do you know God likes coffee? Come on. How you know God likes coffee? Tell me. Holla at your boy. Let me know. Let me know how you know God likes coffee. Well, I'll tell you how you know. Because he brews. Oh my gosh, that laugh is hilarious. We know God likes coffee because he brews. Yo, tell somebody else to get on here, man. I'm gonna tell you another joke because we're gonna have a good conversation tonight. Here's another joke. Why didn't the toilet paper cross the road? You give up? Because it was stuck in the crack. These little laughs are crazy. Hey, we're going to have some fun tonight, you guys. We're going to have a whole lot of fun tonight. I'm definitely, I've got some good stuff for you. I want to make sure that I get this stuff to you. I am live. I'm simulcasting. So as I turn my head, I'm turning my head and I'm looking at everybody that I can. Wisdom app, how are you doing? If you are not on the Wisdom app, you got to go and check out the Wisdom app. The Wisdom app is where it goes down. So if you are on, let me see, if you're on Clubhouse or anything like Clubhouse and you're looking for a place to get some good mentorship, some good coaching, some good content, you want to go check out the Wisdom app. Matter of fact, bounce over there. Just like that. You want to bounce over there. Or you can just go ahead and magically appear and be over there if you want to. But tonight, we are going to talk about staying focused. Not only are we going to talk about staying focused, but we're also going to talk about, knowing what your source of light is. And there's some great things that I have for you tonight. There's some amazing things that are going to go on tonight. And I want you to get involved. I want you to go ahead and chat. I want you to comment. I want you to share some things. You know, we talked about yesterday influence and protecting your influence. And you'll find in what I'm talking about tonight that we're going to be discussing a little bit of why it's important to protect your influence, even when staying focused. There's a reason why you're going to stay focused. We're going into this new year. We're finishing off 2021. We're going into 2022. And in going into 2022, you do not want to waste any time. That's one thing I got to say is don't waste time. You don't want to wait until 2022 shows up to start preparing for 2022. You want to start preparing now. And in starting to prepare now, one of the things that you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get what I like to call laser focus. All right. You're going to want to get laser focus. Now, like I said, I am simulcasting. I am on 3-4 different devices coming to you from 3-4 different screens. We have Wisdom in the building. That's the Wisdom app. If you have an iPhone, go get your Wisdom app right now. It is a great thing. It's similar to Clubhouse, but I believe it's, in my opinion, is much better. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, what I want you to start doing is I want you to go ahead and jump in and start following your boy over on YouTube, because I'm going to make sure that these are all posted for post-watch preferences on YouTube. And that's what I want to help everybody get there. So in helping everybody get there, let's get there together. All right, let's do it, man. Let's do it. So if y'all ready to get into this thing, you ready to start talking about the topic for tonight, then I want you to go ahead and throw me some hearts if you're over on Instagram. I want you to go ahead and comment. Let me know that you're with me over here on Facebook and YouTube. Also on YouTube, I'm actually trying to pull up now the live. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Boom. I can pull up the live so I can see who's on here, who's communicating with us on in the chat as well. And I'm all about it. I'm all about it. Let's make it happen. Let's talk. Let me know where you at. I want to be able to celebrate you. Matter of fact, if you have birthdays out here, go ahead and let me know that you got a birthday. I shouted out Miss Shania right tonight because she is somebody that I know personally that had a birthday today. So happy birthday to everybody who's got a birthday on December 6th. And let's get into it. Let's start talking about staying focused, baby. I'm all about it, and I hope that you are too. This is so dope. I feel like I'm in like a straight studio, but I'm really in here by myself. However, but it's okay. But I'm trying to stay up with y'all. I see you. Feel free to drop any questions, any comments, anything that you want to say. If you want to come up and talk, let me go ahead and set the ground rules now. If you would like to talk and join in the conversation, if you have a question and you can't get in on the conversation, whatever the case may be, what I want you to do is I want you to go ahead and put it in the chat. If you're if you're coming from YouTube or Facebook, I can get you in here on StreamYard with me. If you're on Instagram, we'll come live. Everybody will hear you. If you are on Wisdom, they will hear you as well. So one last thing before I get started. What's good? I see you. Edson Lundo. What's happening with you, baby? It's good to see you. Somebody on Instagram, please do this for me. Put into the chat to text this text impact, that's IMPACT, to 386-200-1394. Text impact to 386-200-1394. And what is that for? That is for me and you to be able to communicate and connect, and for me to be able to just have some one-on-one time with you. Also, to be able to answer any questions. Also, we have coming up in January, at the end of January, y'all, everybody listen, Impact Rally 2022 is coming. Go do something. We're dropping the early bird tickets coming up very quickly, very soon here. And this is going to give you all that information. So please go ahead and text that. I would love to be able to stay connected to you and with you. So come on, jump on into the community. Marsha, what's up? How you feeling, sis? It's good to see you over here on Facebook. I see you, girl. I see you. Good. Showing some love. So we are talking tonight about staying focused. So what I want to do in talking about staying focused is I want to talk to you. First thing I want to do is I want to tell you a story. All right. So I have a friend of mine. He is like a brother to me. I will give you his first name, but I'm not going to give you his last name. His name is Lucas. Lucas is my guy. Like, we have been friends since like third grade. I mean, like, we have been joined at the hip, and then we moved away from each other. This is my guy. As a matter of fact, I flew home and facilitated his wedding, and I'm so happy for him and his wife. So congratulations to you. But I'm gonna tell this story, right? And if Luke, if you hear this, you're a part of my subject matter tonight. So I gotta put it out there for you. So when we were kids, we used to go camping. My grandparents used to like to take us camping every summer. And because Luke was my friend, I was like, we're probably in about middle school at this point. I would say probably 8th or 9th grade. And I invite Lucas to go camping with me. So we go camping, and Luke and I set off with my little sister to go fishing. We were right on the river. All right. Now, I love that my grandmother and my grandfather wanted to expose us to different things. And with us going fishing, Luke was like, he was like the man. Like, he made it seem like he knew what he was doing. I don't know how we did it, but we had this box of donuts. So just imagine 3 kids walking alongside a river. My sister's carrying a box of donuts. Luke is carrying a fishing pole. Me, I'm carrying a fishing pole with some bait in a bucket. And Lucas is eating a donut. So we go to this spot that's like, there's like it's a river, and it's running under like this bridge looking type thing, right? And with the bridge looking type thing, the best place to be, and Luke said this, he's like, yo, the best place to be is out there among the rocks. Like, you got to go out there right there on that rock over there. And so I'm looking, I'm like, man, I don't know. It don't look too smooth, man. It doesn't look like it's going to hold you up. And so with Luke, he was just like, he's like, nah, trust me. I know what I'm talking about. You got to get out there to that rock. So he's eating this donut. And as Luke is jumping from rock to rock, I'm looking at him and I'm kind of trembling a little bit. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. This man, I don't know if he's going to make it out here. So Luke jumps one rock, boom. He jumps to the next rock, boom. And sorry, I'm laughing because I'm getting ahead of myself. But as he's jumping from one rock to the next rock, he gets to this one rock, and he's like, he's looking at me, and I'm like, Luke, I don't think it's a good idea for you to jump on that rock, man. I really don't think you should do it. And so He looks at me and he's like, hey, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do this. Don't worry about it. I got you. So he jumps. When he jumps, he slips and bloop, he absolutely disappears. He falls straight into the river. But the thing that's funny about it is the only thing that's in the air is his arm, and all you see is a donut. That's it. At that very moment, Lucas was not going to let anything happen to this donut. As a matter of fact, at that very moment, that donut was the most important thing. He was so focused on not letting anything touch that donut, not letting the donut get wet, not damaging the donut, not losing the donut, that he was in the water with his fishing pole, his hat and all, his whole body, and the donut is up there. And he even maneuvers himself out of the water without getting the donut wet. My sister and I we're just, if you could imagine, we're floored. We're laughing. We're dying laughing. He's laughing. He's wet. He's wiping his face, eating his donut. And it was crazy to me because as I sit and I think about that story, I think about how much focus Lucas had to have in order to keep that donut in his hand and not lose it because I know if it was me and I'm slipping off some rocks into the river, oh, that donut's gone. I'm sorry. The donut's, I don't care about the donut. All I want is for myself, and I to be okay. So I'm trying to catch myself, right? And with Luke, his focus was so intent on this donut that he wasn't, matter of fact, it was his point of focus at that moment. Nothing else mattered to him at that very moment other than this donut. And when he got out of the water, started eating the donut, it was so funny and everything. And as I'm thinking about it, I start thinking about, what is it that we have in our lives that is our point of focus? Like, what do you have in your life that is your point of focus? What is it that and every single one of us have it. We have something in our life that is our point of focus. And with that being our point of focus, it's like the thing that drives us. It's the drive of our desire. You know what I'm saying? It's the taste of which we crave. It's the thing that we want. Like, we will not let anything happen to it. We all have to have something in our lives that no matter what you make or no matter what you do, you personally make sure that this particular thing is undisturbed, preserved, revered, honored, taken care of, kept safe. Just like Luke popped up with the donut. Now I want to challenge everybody's thought process on this, right? Yesterday I talked about protecting your influence. I talked about your protecting your influence and staying true to yourself, being your authentic self. And it's very important that you do that. And the reason why it's important that you do that is because if you don't do that, then you cannot allow yourself, it's impossible for you to be focused on one thing. You have to start practicing focused thinking. And I want to back up a little bit before I go too far on what I'm talking about. All right. And Marsha says that right now she's focused on, she said, right now I'm focused on staying in God's word and keeping my relationship with Brian. I'm not going to throw his last name out there, but okay, cool. Good stuff. That's what she's focused on. But what are you focused on? Are you focused on your job? Are you focused on your kids? Are you focused on your aspirations? Are you focused on the business that you started? What is it that you're focused on? What is that thing that you have laser focus on? The thing that nothing can distract you off of. And if you don't have that thing, then I challenge you to sit down, get you a piece of paper, and start writing down the things that you should be focused on. And as you're writing down the things that you should be focused on, I want you to ask yourself, what are the things that are distractions? What are the things that have been keeping me from being able to focus in on one thing? Now, I'll tell you, the thing with me is that I'm that type of person. I'm very driven. I'm absolutely driven. And when I get a goal in mind, I stand steady, steadfast, unmovable, unshakable, because I absolutely believe that God is going to make it happen. You can't move me off of the rock if I'm standing in a place and I know that I'm supported by the rock. And I'm talking about Dwayne Johnson. I'm talking about, my personal source of light, which is God. As a man of faith, I put my trust in God. Like, I trust God more than I trust the chair that I'm sitting in right now. I trust God more than the ground that I walk on. And whether you believe or not, that's up to you. It doesn't matter. It's okay. I trust 100%. 100% that God has got my back no matter what happens, no matter how it looks, no matter how it feels. So when I get something and I stay laser focused on it, like right now, my laser focus is on a couple of things: driving towards what we're doing with Impact Rally, building the brand, building the business. You know what I mean? My coaching clients, they get my attention. Everything is prioritized in a way so that I'm giving that laser focus to the things that are currently what would be considered the highest of priorities. I don't want to say the most important, because something that's very important to me may not be very important to somebody else, right? But I know that priority wise, sometimes I have to put what needs to get done over what I want to do. That's a word for somebody. There's a lot of people out here that are doing what they want to do over what needs to happen. If you are looking at trying to pay your bills right now, but you're looking at, you don't have the money to pay your bills, but you got the money to get your hair done. What is the need? Do you need to get your hair done, or do you need to keep your lights on? If you are looking at your situation and you have a project that you need to complete in order for you to get this promotion, in order for y'all to make money on the job, you got to complete the project, but you want to watch the next episode of Power and you want to spend that hour just kind of diving in and trying to figure out what's going on with Tariq St. Patrick. What is more important to you? Where should your focus be? Put aside what you want to do for what needs to be done. This season, I've been putting aside a lot of things that I want to do for what needs to happen. There are times where I want to spend time with certain people, and I just can't, because I have things that need to be done. And it's not unbalanced. It's not unselfish gain. It's not selfish gain. Let me say it like that. It's not me losing sight of the big picture. It's trusting God that, okay, those people who are supposed to be in my life are going to be in my life, and they're going to understand that right now in this season of my life, I'm on a mission. I'm trying to go somewhere. Let's talk about last night I talked about Hacksaw Ridge. And in talking about Hacksaw Ridge, I talked about Desmond Doss, and the fact that he himself made a pact with God that he would not pick up a weapon, and that he was so focused, and his intent was on doing what he had to do. Like, he could not have saved 75 lives if he did not keep his focus on the mission at hand. He set a goal. He said, this is what I'm doing, and he ran with it. Who of us out here have goals that we need to run with? As a matter of fact, let me help you out. Let me make it simple for you. Something that's going to help you to start to focus. Now, just a moment ago, I said you need to start practicing focused thinking. So to start practicing focused thinking, what you need to do is you need to go and get you a pen and paper. I have this beautiful booklet right here, and my thoughts, I write them down in this booklet. If I don't have the book next to me, then what I do is I just grab random sheets of paper. All right. And I'm going to show you this random sheet of paper. I grab random sheets of paper, and with those random sheets of paper, I write down all kinds of notes, because I'm capturing my thoughts so that I can remember to go back to it. As a matter of fact, I had a conversation with a very great friend earlier today, and they were talking to me about the 90-day challenge that I'm doing with myself. And they asked me, Jarvis, do you have a calendar? Do you have something to hold yourself accountable? Did you print it out? Did you make it? Did you make it to where you're holding yourself accountable and you can keep track of the things that are going on? And the reason I'm showing you these things is because I want you to know that I'm not just telling you stuff. I want you to know that I'm doing it. So what they did is I told them that I was going to print it out. I was like, I'm printing it out as soon as I get home. Look, y'all, the calendar's printed out. All right, print it out. They printed out the calendar and they handed it to me. And they said, you need this. This is a tool. You need to check off every day so that you know where you are in this 90-day challenge. You need to set it up so that you are holding yourself accountable, and that your viewers can hold you accountable, and so that you can reach your goal. The more I dig in on this stuff, talking about being focused, the more I dig in on this stuff with talking about, hey, what's up to Miss Wright over here on Instagram. And I'm sorry for those people that I missed, because I'm kind of just, I'm focused, man. Tell Stout to holler at me, man. Nah, but so those people are so I'm learning that in this season of life, when it comes to faith, when it comes to writing down your goals, when it comes to preparing yourself for the new year, you have to write things down. You have to take pen and put it to paper and write it down. One of the things, and I will tell you guys this, my grandfather, I love this man. He's retired military, so he's got like a discipline about how he handles things. One thing that I've noticed is he's always either writing something down, putting something into his phone, or putting something onto his laptop when I'm around him. And when I was younger, I noticed that he always had a way of keeping track of things that were happening. And he told me that I needed to write things down. He told me that. As a kid, I may not have always listened, but as I grew older, I started to understand why he was telling me to write them down. I started to understand why he was telling me certain things that he was telling me, and it all makes sense, you all. It all makes sense, and it's nothing new. What's up to my girl Shauna over here on Facebook? It's good to see you, Shauna. Shauna, I'm glad you're in. As a matter of fact, everybody, I'm gonna say this one more time. Please go ahead and jump in and text impact to 386-200-1394 because I want to absolutely make sure that I'm keeping in contact with you. But jumping back in on this focus piece, you all, let's jump back into this focus piece. And somebody on Instagram, yo, what's up to the spiritual? I love that. The spiritual thug in the building. That's what I'm talking about, banging on heaven's blocks. Get it? But matter of fact, banging on heaven's blocks, you get a whistle for banging on heaven's blocks. Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? Sorry, y'all. I should have never figured out that I could do this stuff. But listen, in your goal preparation, in your faith, in the things that you're designing, like the things that you're looking for, there is no person who stayed focused better than Jesus. And I'm telling you this because I want you to know that I'm serious when I say that I live my life based off of biblical principle. And I'm not giving it to you based off of biblical principle behind something that somebody else said to me. I'm giving it to you based off of biblical principle that I actually went back and read. If you are somebody who is you're in church or you're going somewhere, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I've experienced what they call church hurt. I've been misled, mistreated, misused, misunderstood by people who have been in the cloth, in the clergy. I have gotten some wrong information from people, but it cannot stop my personal relationship, you all. And the reason I say that it cannot stop my personal relationship is because the only way that I can come on here and I can go live and I can communicate with you all is because I have my faith in God to say, hey, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. If I did not believe that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, then I would not be doing it. I would not have pushed to jump on here, whether I was late or not, to make sure that things were going on. That's the type of focus that I have in making sure that these things are getting done. There are voices that are out here that need to be heard. And I want to help those voices be heard. And those people are the people who should be texting me at 386-200-1394. Those are the people who should be jumping into my coaching programs. Those are the people who should be jumping in on certain things. Yo, what's up, Adrian Hernandez? What's happening with you? I see you just said that you jumped over from Wisdom. Will you send that number one more time, please? Yes, I certainly will. And if somebody can, please, for me, because I don't want to stop and grab the phone to start typing on it. On Instagram, type in, you want to text impact to 386-200-1394. That's impact to 386-200-1394. And we're talking about staying focused right now. So in staying focused and me helping you guys understand this, I want to tell you a story about Jesus, all right? We all know that Jesus walked the earth. That is proven. It's, science proves it. Theologians prove it. The Greek philosophers prove it. It's recorded history. Okay. And with this recorded history, thank you so much, Miss Wright, for doing that. Let me pin that over here before I go on any further. So the thing with Jesus is that he was so focused on his mission that he did not get knocked off by anything. And I'm gonna help you understand this. He was so focused that when he was in the wilderness and the enemy told him to jump off the wall and that guy would catch him, he looked at him like, man, you crazy. The Bible says not to, or the word says not to tempt the Lord thy God. There's things that he stood in when he went and he had people that were doubting him, that were talking bad about him, that tried to stone him, that came for him, even to the point to where, and most people don't realize this, that back in that day, the Romans had a routine of literally crucifying and hanging Jews outside of the Roman gates. So as Jesus was walking to go and heal some people, as he was walking to go and deliver messages, he literally had to walk past people who were Jews, just like him, that had been beaten, bruised, broken, thrown up on a cross, and just sat out there to hang and be seen by everybody else. And he had to keep his focus. There's a story in the Bible where it talks about how he was somewhere, and he was healing people, talking to people, delivering a good word to people, hanging out with the sinners. And they came to him and they said, "Yo, Lazarus is dying. He's sick." And Jesus was like, "Okay, I'll be there." He kept his focus in the moment. If you think about just the story of Jesus, whether you believe that he went to the cross or not, for somebody to literally just get beaten and bruised, and for them to try to break him, and him to say, "No, I'm here to save the lives of many. No matter what you do to me, I'm not going to back down." That's focus. That's laser focus. He was so focused, in fact, that his influence was not tainted, and the people who followed him carried on his message. And that's why we know about him to this day. That's some crazy focus, you all. I'm just using that as a reference point. Let's talk about some other people. I mean, let's move it up. Let's talk about Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King kept his focus. This man was so focused about equal rights and the dream that he had. I have a dream. I have a dream. I have a dream. As a matter of fact, most people don't realize, but when he started off the speech of "I have a dream," it wasn't going to be the "I have a dream" speech. He was actually giving a speech about a bounce check, or a bad check that the government had wrote to minorities, to blacks. That's what it started off as. And then somebody else that he was communicating with, and I don't want to say it wrong, I think it was Mahalia Jackson, but she yelled out to him, "Tell him about the dream," because he shared with her that he had this dream. And now today, that's one of the most famous speeches ever. And this man was so focused, you all, on wanting equal rights, that he went to jail for it. He got busted lips and black eyes for it. There were other people who followed him. He protected his influence. In protecting his influence, he then influenced other people and was able to carry people to the promised land. And now here it is today. We celebrate him every year. We have Black History Month. Focus. Think about those things in your life that you need to focus on. Start practicing a focused thinking routine. Write things down. Look at them daily. Read them daily. Talk about them to yourself daily. You don't have to talk about them to everybody else. In my phone, if I could pick up my phone and show you right now, I literally have I have some affirmations in there. I have some goals, and then I have some things that I need to look at every single day. And I look at them every single day. There are pictures of what I want. I'm looking at the impact rally, the goal that I have for the impact rally. I'm looking at what my financial goals are. I'm saying them out loud. I do that every day, even if I have to get away and go sit in the bathroom somewhere and just read it to myself. When I'm in the car, I've actually recorded myself saying it, so that when I'm driving in the car, instead of sitting and just listening to some random song, I'm listening to myself tell me about what I'm going to do in this next week, in this next day, in this next year. That is me literally practicing focused thinking. And when you practice focused thinking, you're going to know what you came for, and you're going to be so determined to do it that no matter what happens, you're going to stay focused. And that's what I want to challenge you to do. I want to challenge you to figure out what it is that you're going to do. Start small. Let's start with this week. It's only Tuesday? No, today's Monday. Today is Monday. And in today being Monday, you have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the rest of this work week for those people who are going to 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. I want you to sit down and write down what you're going to do. If it's a sales goal that you got to meet, write down, okay, I am going to meet this sales goal, and this is what I'm going to do by this time. If it's a financial goal that you want to meet, I am going to meet this financial goal. Write it down, read it as often as you can, and stay focused on the goal. If it's a weight loss goal, now you can lose a couple pounds in a week. That's very easy to do, but challenge yourself. I'm going to go to the gym 3 times this week. Well, guess what? You got 4 more days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, that you can make it into the gym. So go ahead and just write it down so you can see it every day and go do it. All right. What are your goals? You can start small or just go big. Start writing down the things Yo, what's happening with you? Am I keeping on? What's happening with you? Just want to say, show some love to you. But write down those things that you need to be focused on. Start setting those goals now. Start setting those goals right now. Start practicing the focused thinking. Write it down, read it. I'm going to tell you, know what you came here for and be determined to do it no matter what. Know what you came here for and be determined to do it no matter what. You guys, you have to like really put your eyes on the prize. My grandmother told me that my entire life. Baby, keep your eyes on the prize. Keep your eyes on the prize. I live for the moments that I can get her and my grandfather on the phone, because when I talk to them on the phone, I'm soaking up wisdom. They may not know it, but I'm soaking up wisdom. I'm laughing at them. That's true too. I am laughing at them because they are some very funny people. They're some characters. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My grandparents are some characters, and I absolutely love them to the end of this earth, to heaven and back, infinity times. They're some of the smartest people I've ever met. I love when I get the chance to talk to Frank and Lynn. They are my adopted parents. I soak it up. I love when I get to talk to my mom because they keep me focused. They push me in the right direction. They are some of those people that I was talking about yesterday, that you got to get away from those people who have your problems and get around those people who have your answers. Get away from the people who have your problems and surround yourself with people who have your solutions. If you want to be a millionaire, find millionaires and just sit around them. If you want to move up in your company, find your company's best workers and get around them. When I was working at Hertz, one of the things that I did is I sat and I watched the people who they said were the best. And I watched them because I just wanted to know, what is it that they're doing? What are they doing that I need to do? There was a guy, his name was Jeremy. Jeremy was dope. This cat was like amazing. Jeremy, he knew every customer's name when they walked in the door. He had a great charismatic personality and attitude. He was always in the top 3 on the sales, on the sales list, as far as like a power ranking. And so my first 2 weeks, I just sat there and watched him. I worked, I studied, I watched him. I asked him questions. Hey, so when you do this, why do you do this? When you do that, why do you do that? When you say this, why do you say that? And I did all these things intentionally. And the reason I did all of these things is because I was trying to learn what he was doing. Then when I learned what he was doing, I started to apply it to what I was already doing. Then I was focused on the goal. Within 3 months, I got my first promotion. Within 9 months, I was in my first location as a branch manager. Within another 3 to 6 months, I was moving up. I started moving up the corporate ladder. But I kept the same thought process, that same laser focus on everything that I did. Who's the best? Let me talk to them. Let me get around them so that they can rub off on me, so that I can then be amongst the best. Because if I'm amongst the best, then I got to work with the best. I got to be good. Matter of fact, I got to be great to hang with the best. That applies to every single one of you. So I have some questions for you. All right. And I want you to write these questions down. What is the donut in your life? If you're just jumping on, I told a story earlier about when I first started off. I told a story about one of my closest friends falling into the river. But when he fell into the river, he held the donut up. Nothing was going to hurt this donut. That was his laser focus on that. His whole body was wet, fishing pole and all, but nothing was gonna mess with that donut. What is your donut in life? What is that thing that no matter what, you're not gonna let it be damaged? No matter what, you're not gonna let it be. You're gonna protect it. You're gonna preserve it. You want it to be revered. You're gonna honor it. Like, you are going to push for it. It's gonna become a part of your why. What is that thing that is your donut? My next question that I have for you is this: what is it that you wouldn't allow anyone or anything to disrespect? What is it in your life that you would not allow anything or anyone to disrespect? And I know I said it the opposite way before. Write that down. Ask yourself that question. What is it? What is it in your life? My third question is this: what are the distractions or the slippery rocks in your life? Remember in the story that I told you about my friend Luke, he fell into the water because he slipped on a slippery rock. What are those slippery rocks in your life? What are those things that are distractions to you? What are those things that would cause you to fall into the water? What is it? It's crazy because even as I'm talking to you now, I'm thinking about when we are, like, even right now, for me to set this up, I needed to make sure I had the right lighting. And that's going to take me into the second part of what I'm talking about, which is your source of light. Having the right lighting is very essential when you think about setting yourself up with a posture to win and having the right focus. So when you're looking at your questions and you're asking your questions like, what are the distractions and slippery walks? I really want you to ask yourself, what are the distractions in my life? What are the things that are hindering me from reaching my goals? What are the things that are keeping me from being accountable? I have a friend, man, this young woman, she is so focused. She got rid of every TV in her house. When I met her, she had, I want to say 2 or 3 TVs. She got rid of every TV, and all she got books. She's committed to reading 10 pages of whatever book she's in every night before she falls asleep. Like it, and it's her commitment is strong. She's got that focus because in her mind she's got a goal, a place that she wants to get to. She realizes what her source is and what her source of light is, and that source of light shines directly down on what it is that is her laser focus, and she keeps pushing towards it. So that question, I'm gonna ask it again. What are the distractions or the slippery rocks in your life? The things that are causing you to slip, the things that are causing you to fall. How many distractions can you personally eliminate? Ask yourself that question. How many distractions can you eliminate? You have the ability to eliminate these distractions. Most distractions are not just gonna go away on their own. You can't have this the squirrel mentality. Squirrel, where you're looking around. I'm guilty of that myself. I do that from time to time. I'll be focused on one thing, and then I'll see something pop up. I'm like, oh man, and then it's like the priority shift, and I shift over to something else. But when it comes to just getting the job done and being focused on the main goal, I am going to focus. I'm going to put that in. And then here's my last question on this: how many distractions do you actually invite? Yep, I'm asking again. How many distractions do you invite into your life? With having and practicing and getting yourself to a place where you're going to practice having a focused mindset, you have to be able to answer these questions. And I'm going to run through them really quickly one more time. What is the thing that you're focused on? What's the donut in your life? What is it that you won't allow anyone or anything to disrespect? What are the distractions in your life? I said distractions are slippery rocks. How many distractions can you eliminate? And then here's a big one. How many distractions do you actually invite? Now, in talking about the source of your light, how I was talking about the light that's shining on me right now, each and every one of us, we have to have a source of light. And what that source of light is it's the thing that when it gets dark, it's gonna point you to your true north. It's going to carry you out of the darkness into just abundant light. The crazy thing is I learned that darkness dispels light. Wherever there is light, darkness cannot exist. So you have to have a source of light. And I'm thinking, you know, let me help you understand this. When you take selfies, right? You take selfies. I've watched women do this. I've watched men do this. They always look for that angle where the light just hits on them just right. They always look for that angle where it's like, man, the light is like, okay, this is perfect lighting. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Or ladies, you're good for this one. Throw some hearts if I'm up your alley. You go into a bathroom, whether it's at a hotel or at a restaurant or at the club or wherever you at, and it has some amazing lighting. It has such amazing lighting that you immediately take out your cell phone and you start taking pictures of yourself, posing in the bathroom, posing and chilling in the bathroom, taking pictures. Now, ladies, if that's you, go ahead and just start throwing them hearts. If you know people like this, just start throwing them hearts, comment, say, yes, that's me. I've done it. It's okay. I've seen people do it. Matter of fact, if you don't believe me that people do it, when you look on Instagram, I say more than half the pictures that you see of women on Instagram, they're taking pictures in the bathroom in front of some great light because it's their source of light. Fellas, we go through it too. I know for myself. I travel a lot and I've walked in the hotel bathrooms and I'll be like, yo, this light is dope. And you try not to get caught up in the selfie game. So you try to make it look like somebody else took the picture of you, but it's a really good light shot. That is your source of light. You know, I remember when I was in college, I took this art class, and in the art class, The art professor told us, that's right, Adrian. The art professor told us that it was important that before we started drawing anything, that we figure out where our source of light is coming from. And it was so important for us to have this source of light, because the source of light would give us like the proper shading when we were trying to shade things on the paper. The source of light would give us the proper dimensions. It would help whatever it was that we were looking at. It would help it to look more true in our eyes, because we can now paint it the way that we wanted to paint it. The source of light was so important, in fact, that the professor said that you need to know what that source of light is, so that when you walk away and let's say we end for the day, you come back, you have to know what your source of light was, because the only way to keep the consistency in what you're trying to draw and what you're trying to create is it's going to take that source of light. You have to have the same source of light in order to get that consistency. That's interesting, because I'm talking about a source of light, and you're probably like, well, what do you mean by a source of light? It means, what is your source? What is your source? Your source, it's not money. All right. Money is a resource. Your source is not your mama. Your mama is a resource. Your source is not your job. Your income, yeah, they pay you, but the reason they're paying you is because you're doing a job for them. But that is not your source. That is a resource. And you have to change your thought process from making things that are actually resources into sources, because when you make your resources your source, if all hell breaks loose and that resource disappears, you are going to crumble. Hear me when I say this. If your job is the source in your mind and you lose your job, what do you do now? Think about it. If money is your source and you lose money, then what do you do? Where are you going to do? How are you going to fix the problem? So you have to figure out what is your source of light. What is going to allow light to come in? It's funny because, and I'm going to make another reference to Jesus. Jesus told everybody, I believe it was in Matthew, the 6th chapter, like 22nd verse or something. He said that that the lamp of the body is your eye. And if your eye is good, then your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, then your whole body is going to be full of darkness. And it's crazy when I think about that statement, because I'm thinking about yesterday when I was talking about protecting your eye gate, protecting your ear gate. So if everything that you're watching is negative, if everything that you're watching is shoot 'em up, bang, bang, then your thought process is going to be negative, and it's going to be shoot 'em up, bang, bang. Whatever you put in is what's going to come out. What's going to happen, and let's look at it like this: whatever your source of light has to be so good that it keeps you on your true north, but as it's pouring into you, it's allowing you to battle back those things that would distract you. It's allowing you to battle back those things that would pull you off of focus. It's allowing you to carry the type of influence that's going to be a good and amazing influence that's going to carry. Listen, parents, your influence is needed. Your influence is so amazing. Your influence is essential, because your kids are watching everything that you do. It's not about what you say, it's about what you do. More is caught than what's taught. Men, it's very important that when we're around the young fellas, that we actually show them we show them. Here I said show them. Don't just tell them. You can tell them, but your actions got to line up with your words. Show them how to love and respect the women that are out here, these young women. Show them how to be respectful and to carry themselves as kings and gentlemen in this earth. And that goes for everybody. Your actions, leaders. Let me tap your leaders real quick. If you're the boss and you skipping out on work all the time, then guess what? Your people are going to skip out on work as well. And yes, Marsha, I will make sure to text those questions to you. And remember, everybody, go ahead and text 386-200-1394. Text impact to 386-200-1394. I want to connect with you. But listen, y'all, it's about having yourself in a place where you're letting the good things come in. I'm gonna tell you, when I said like whatever you allow to come in is what's gonna come out. When you get in pressure situations, are you cussing and fussing and yelling and ranting and raving and losing your mind? I submit to you that the reason why you're doing that is because you've allowed nothing but negative things to feed you. That animal that's on the inside of you that craves negativity, that craves gossip, that craves the tea, is going to be so strong that that positive creature that lives on the inside of you is so weak that when they get into a fight, your positive is being stepped on. You see that? Stepped on by your negative, and the negative's coming out. It's just like if you have a bottle of toothpaste and you squeeze it, how would you feel if ketchup or mustard came out of your toothpaste bottle? You would be pissed off. Squeeze a tube of toothpaste and ketchup come out? Come on, man. You'd be hot. I know I would. So when you squeeze toothpaste, the squeezing is a pressure. You expect toothpaste to come out so that you can brush your teeth and your breath can smell good. Sounds about right. So if we can think like that about a bottle of toothpaste, then why do we have such a hard time thinking about that when we think about ourselves as leaders, as pioneers, as influencers, as bosses and executives and parents and lovers and spouses? You have to get to a space where you got to find the right source. You have to find the right source, and everything else is going to be a resource. My laptop is a resource. The phones are a resource. The camera is a resource. You know, when I get paid by a client, it's a resource. Money to me is a resource. I'm starting to learn now that money is an energy and I can attract it to me whenever I want to. So I'm working. That's my focus is there. Let me get to this place where I'm starting to just attract these things in so that I can then go out and do more. Because once I attract that in, then now I can go ahead and do more. I'm a giver. See, I'm that person. Instead of being a go-getter, I'm a go-giver. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to go do something so that I can find the people who need what I have and I can give it to them. That's just me. And I can't do that if I don't focus in and say, okay, money is an energy. I can get it whenever I need it, whenever I want it. Let me focus in what needs to happen. Because now that I'm starting to get that focus and I'm getting that laser focused mindset, that resource is coming to me. I want to be a pipeline of resources into other people's lives. That's what I want to be. And in order for me to be a pipeline of resources, then I have to set myself up to be a pipeline. And the good thing about being a pipeline of resources is that let's take a water pipe. When the water comes through the pipe, guess what? The pipe gets wet as well. So you have to protect your eye. I told you what Jesus said because he was talking about the light coming in. The light is all the positive things. The light is all of the good stuff. The bad is, I mean, you know what the bad is, man. I don't need to call it out. I could call out all kind of things, but I don't want to offend you. Not tonight. It's only Monday night. You just got done watching Monday Night Football. If you jumped off to come join me, but you have to put yourself in a place where you're putting the right things in. You have to put the right things in so that the right things come out. If you put the wrong things in, then the wrong things are going to come out. If everything you put in your ears, F this, da 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 da, boom boom boom, da 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 da, blah 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 blah, you this, da 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 da, and a bunch of just drama, then when pressure hits you, you are going to react with drama. If you are intentional about putting in positive stuff, reading the right books, listening to the right music, listening to the right podcast, not spending so much time on the drama and the next best spill of the tea and the Wendy Williamses of the world. Like, I avoid those. I do. It doesn't mean that I don't check in and see, okay, what's going on. I got to stay relevant, and to stay relevant, you got to know what's happening. But once I figure out what's happening, there's no need for me to dive any deeper into it. My friends will tell you that I'm not big on searching through Facebook and Instagram and checking in people's lives and trying to see what's going on with them, because really at the end of the day, it's a highlight reel. And people can post and say whatever they want to post and say on here. And I can get caught up in thinking and believing that something crazy is happening, something crazy is going on, or I can continue to move and touch and impact lives. I have a focus. My focus is, I know that I am going to impact 10,000 people in my lifetime without even trying. And since I know that it's going to happen in my lifetime without even trying, then I got to keep my eyes on my source. And I know you guys are asking yourselves, well, what is his source? I'm going to tell you what my source is, but I need you to understand this source piece before I get to it. My source of light, I'm telling you, it's not my good deeds. That's not my source. It's not my great actions. That's not my source. It's not my heart to serve. That's not my source. It's not my heart to give. That is not my source. Those are all resources. Every single one of those are a resource. My source, my source, my source is God. That is my source. I learned a long time ago that if God is before me, who could be against me? I learned a long time ago that greater is he who lives in me than he who lives in the world. And it's crazy because if you, and I'm telling y'all, I don't take another person's word. I can sit and listen to whoever you say is the dopest, best preachers, pastors in the world, and I'm gonna tell y'all, there's been many CEOs, there have been many VPs, there have been many millionaires, billionaires that have been carted off to jail, carted off to jail in handcuffs. Some of them even committed suicide because they got caught over some dumb stuff. And my question is, what was their source? What was their source of light? What did they pour in that caused them to get to that place where they got caught up? And let's not get it twisted. There has been plenty of bishops and pastors and clergymen and Catholic priests. There have been plenty of them who have been carted to jail, locked up, and taken in. And my question for them is, what was their source? What did they have that was coming in? Yo, Legal Scorpion, what's up? Hey, me. Gotta say what's up. But what was their source? That's my question. What was their source? Because clearly they had the wrong source, because if they had the right source, then they would not have made the mistakes that they made. And it's not to say that they had to be perfect, because even with me knowing that my source is God, I am not perfect. I am just the way that God intended me to be. I am perfectly imperfect. And that's what I challenge you to be. Just be perfectly imperfect. And in your perfect imperfection, what I need you to do is that there's nothing that you can do in this world that's going to make you perfect, but there are things that you can do in this world that are going to make you better. If you're wrong, own it. Grab it. Hold on to it. Know that you're wrong. It's okay. It's okay to be wrong. Nobody is right all the time. But when you're wrong, you have to own it. You have to apologize for it. You have to ask for forgiveness for it. You got to move on. And you have to forgive yourself. If nobody else forgives you, forgive yourself. Because no matter what happens, you're already forgiven. I'm just letting you know. When you have the source, my source of light is God. Matter of fact, the Bible says Jesus is the light of the world. So since Jesus is the light, matter of fact, it says that I am the light of the world. Wow. So for me to be the light of the world, that means that I follow Jesus. That means I understand that Jesus is the Son of God. And this is not a theological thing. This is me just sharing my thought process with you. So I don't want you to be turned off and be like, oh my God, he's talking about the Bible. No, I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm talking about my personal source. My source is God. I trust God more than I trust anything else in this world. No matter how bad it looks, I trust the words that I read that God has ordained and that has been passed on through the word of God. I trust it. I trust it, y'all. You don't have to trust it. I trust it. And I'm just sharing this with you. And I'm asking you, what is your source? Is your source the Steve Harvey show? I don't know that that's going to be the best source. Matter of fact, Steve Harvey will tell you himself that he ain't the best source. He may say it with some very colorful words too. He would tell you that his source is God. When he started talking about jump, everything you hear this man talk about, he's talking about God somewhere in there. I'm just letting you know. You have to find the right source of light. And and it's crazy because even Jesus said this. He said that when you have the right source of light, when you let the light of the world come in, you will be able to look at ashes and see beautiful linens. That means that you'll be able to look at the unlovely people and love them regardless. That means that you'll be able to look at your situation and know that you're making it through your situation and that you're coming out on top on the other end. That means that you yourself will be able to do exceedingly and abundantly above whatever you can think or imagine, because you have a source that promises that they will do exceedingly and abundantly above whatever you ask, think, or imagine. It's crazy to think, right? Crazy, absolutely crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. My passion is pouring out because I know that this is something that's touching somebody's life. Matter of fact, if this is for you, if you're like, yo, this is, I'm with you, go ahead and throw some hearts in there. Go ahead and throw some hearts in there. Matter of fact, I'll slow down because I want you to be able to come in and join in. If you have something to say, if something's on your heart and something's on your mind, or you got a question, go ahead and request to come in and speak. Go ahead, I'll bring you in. For those of you who are on who are on StreamYard. I'm actually posting a link right now for you to jump in with me on StreamYard if you want to jump in on StreamYard and have a conversation. But I'll open it up for you. We're about out of time, but I want to make sure that even with us being about out of time, that I allow you to share the platform with me. Ask some questions. Matter of fact, if you don't feel comfortable jumping on, then go ahead and post your question in the question comment section, and I will answer your questions. And while we're doing that, I want to give you some takeaways. I need you to sit down with a piece of paper, and I need you to write down, I am practicing focused thinking every day from here on out. And then I want you to ask yourself these questions. What is that thing in my life that I need to focus on? What is that thing in my life that I need to focus on? I want you to go ahead and write this down. What is what is it that I will not allow anyone or anything to disrespect or damage? What is it that I will not allow anyone or anything to disrespect or damage? Write this down. What are the distractions in my life? What are the distractions in my life? I'm giving you some homework because we're going to come back and talk about it since y'all don't want to talk right now. What are the distractions in my life? And somebody said, please repeat it. So I'll repeat it again. The first one, what is the one thing that I need to focus on in my life? The second thing, what is it that I will not allow anyone or anything to disrespect or damage? The third question, what are the distractions in my life? The fourth question, how many distractions can I eliminate? How many distractions can I eliminate? And then the last question, the second to last question, how many distractions do I actually invite into my life? I see you. Somebody said, I'm the distraction. Tanya, okay, I see you, Tanya. Own it. Own it. And if you're the distraction, then ask yourself, how can I correct that to where I'm no longer the distraction? I love it. I love it. Wisdom app, if you're there and you want to jump in and ask any questions or comment or say a few things if something's on your heart, definitely. Hey, Tanya, this is what I want you to do. Go ahead and text 386-200-1394 with the word impact, and that'll get us connected, and I will make sure that you get those questions. Marsha, you asked me the same question. Please go ahead and text impact to 386-200-1394. On the Wisdom app, feel free to jump in. I love that you're there with me. Thank you so much for people that are tuning in. And my last question to you is this. What is your source of light? And when you identify your source of light, ask yourself, is it a resource or is it the source? I told you, for me, everything else outside of God is a resource. My house is a resource. It's where I sleep. It's where I lay my head. This desk is a resource. It's where I do my work at. All these different platforms that I'm on, they're a resource. That's how I'm reaching you. But God is my source of light, and that's how I keep a positive attitude. That's how I can believe and keep pushing for one more day. That's how I can go and get just one more, like we talked about with Desmond Doss yesterday. That's how I know that I'm going to be impacting the lives of 10,000 people, and it's going to happen intentionally. So those ones that I'm going to impact without trying is going to be more. That's how I know that we are going to have a sellout crowd for the Impact Rally 2022. And I'm listen, I'm releasing the early bird tickets tomorrow morning, and they're going to go to anybody and everybody who had, and this is going to be a special deal for those people who want to come to the Impact Rally and you're watching this, even if you watch it on a rebroadcast, what I want to challenge you to do is not just challenge you, I'm going to tell you to do this. Text Impact to 386-200-1394. The Impact Rally it's a 2-day event. It's a workshop, boot camp type setup. It's going to be here in the Atlanta area. I see Tanya asking questions. I'm considering, like I have a meeting with my team tomorrow evening. I'm considering setting up a virtual side of it. So if you can't get to the Atlanta area, but it's going to be in the Atlanta area the last weekend of January, and you want to be here, it's going to be focused on getting your mindset, your goals, your life, and everything together so that you can hit 2022 and not repeat the things that happened in 2020 or 2021. It is something that is going to absolutely blow your mind. I'm giving you tips, little bits and pieces right now, teasers, because I'm trying not to give away too much. But once I do the early bird special, I'm also releasing a promo video that's going to go out. That's going to tell you more about it. We're going to have some great guest speakers and everything. So somebody's asking me the cost. All right, so here we go. I'm going to let you know the early bird special right now it's set at $199. It's $199 for the early bird special. All right. So, hey, set aside your $199. There's a VIP. You're going to be able to get in VIP. I will give you more information. Now, for those people who text 386-200-1394, you're going to have a special deal. Your special deal is going to be $150 for just a regular ticket. And then I will let you know the price difference for the VIP. And the VIP, you definitely want to be VIP. You want to be VIP. Everybody want to be VIP. Up in the club. Matter of fact, with the VIP, this is how we're going to be throwing horns. Man, I should have never found this thing. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Hey, listen, you guys. So I absolutely love you. I have enjoyed being on here with you. I want to encourage each and every one of you to go and get your Go Do Something gear. With your ticket, when you purchase your ticket, everyone who purchases the VIP package will also get a free copy of the book Dear Fear Men. It is an amazing book. All right, this book it's stories of triumph from fearless Black leaders, Black male leaders. I am one of the authors that helped write this book. It digs deep. It's what's going down in the VIP. I can't tell you what's going down in the VIP. This is some stuff that's happening for you in the VIP. I just want you to know that you want to be in it. But this is something, the Impact Rally, if you have teams, all right, hear me say this. If you have teams, and good night, Tanya. If you have teams of people, like if you have a volunteer crew, if you have a team that you work with, if you run your own business, you want to bring your team to this. This is going to be something that's going to definitely take your team to the next level. As a matter of fact, just because I said that just now, if you're going to bring a team, I'm setting up a group rate, and your group rate is going to get you taken care of. And whoever is the leader of the group will automatically get put into VIP. So there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be artists. We're going to have a great networking event that's going to happen on that Friday night, as well as, some things to get us turned up and ready to go for the weekend. It's going to be so dope, y'all. Oh my gosh. I can't give it all away, but I can give you enough. And then that Saturday is we digging in. Everybody's going to the next level. Everybody's going to the next level. So, hey, listen, stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Marsha, I love you too, sis. Definitely do. I know that you're taking care of all your beautiful pets out there, and I pray for the best with you and your relationship. I know you put that in there earlier. And you know what? I'm gonna do something a little different tonight. I'm gonna pray for y'all. I know that I'm just gonna do something different. It's my feed. All right. So if there's anything that you feel like you want prayer for, please just throw it in the chat. Matter of fact, if it's your birthday today, I want you to throw your Cash App in there. Throw your Cash App in there. And I want to encourage anybody and everybody who sees you in here with your Cash App to go ahead and send you $5 just to tell you happy birthday. I want to create a culture of giving. That's what I want to do. A culture of giving to the other person. When you give, you get it back. I promise you. It's a great principle. So let me go ahead and do this. And this is it. Listen, y'all, it doesn't matter what you believe. All right. Me praying for you is me putting my faith into action for you. It doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter if you're a corporate leader. It doesn't matter if you are in corporate America. If you're it doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter if you're Buddhist, Hindu, Hare Krishna, Muslim. It doesn't matter at all. The thing that I know 100% for sure is that when Jesus went to the cross, he went to the cross for every single one of us. And it was very simple, just to say, I love you. That was it. It was his way of saying, I love you enough that no matter what you do, I'm taking the blame for every single thing that you've ever done. And it doesn't matter whether you believe in me or not. Somebody hit me with that the other day. What if I don't believe in God? I was like, well, God believes in you. Clearly, you're still here. Oh, man. Somebody said, pray for the fatherless young men that need a positive, true male figure. Okay. I see you, Mimi. I will definitely pray for that. Definitely so. Anybody else got something they want to throw in there they want prayer for? Please feel free to throw it in there because we just gonna pray for it. It don't matter. But yeah, y'all, when Jesus's whole life was about just telling the world, I love you. It was God's way of saying, I love you. Whether you believe or not, I love you. That's exactly what it was. So I'm gonna go ahead and okay, so Marshall wants me to pray for our relationship. I definitely will pray for your relationship. I'm gonna go ahead and pray. And like I said, birthdays, strength to conquer what we want. Absolutely, Adrian. I'm definitely covering you on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just pray, and then I'm gonna let y'all go to bed because we about 5 minutes over the time that I wanted to do. All right, Heavenly Father, I thank you. I thank you for these beautiful, amazing people. Everyone who's under the sound of my voice, whether they're watching this live or they are watching this in the rebroadcast. God, the words that were shared they were designed for them to hear, and in them hearing it, that they gain understanding. I ask that you just don't let these things hit their ears and they take it in and it's just like another word that's being spoken. I ask God that when it hits their ears, that it registers in their heart and that they start to speak these things over their life and it changes their life. You said that you love everyone, absolutely everyone, that you sent your son for the world, that you so love the world. And who's left out of the world? Nobody's left out of the world. We're all here in this world. Every color, every creed, every thought, every ideology, Lord, every LGBTQ, even atheists, every single person. You said that you so loved the world. That's everybody, that you gave your only son. You bankrupt heaven just for us. And so because of that, I say thank you. Lord, I ask that you bless. We pray for the fatherless. Lord, I myself was a child who grew up fatherless, and so I understand the pain and I understand the hurt. God, I ask that you give them great examples, great men to be in their lives, so that they can be positive role models, that they can be the ones that live it out in front of them. God, I ask that you give me the strength to be able to stand and the integrity to be able to be that kind of a man, to be that man that is a great example, that is a father figure, that is a father, that is one who cares and loves and nurtures and guides. God, I ask that you also give us strength to conquer the things that we want, to go and get those things. Matter of fact, you've already given it to us. So I'm asking you to enhance that for every single person that's watching and every single person that's listening. God, I also ask that you bless Marsha in her relationship. She's put it up there a few times, so I know that it is very important to her. So I ask God that you move mightily in her life and you take her to the next level. I ask that you bless even the preparation for the Impact Rally, and every night, God, bless these lives so that they touch and impact people's lives. I'm not just doing it just to be seen. I'm doing it because there's a purpose behind it. And I know that there are lives that are to be touched and moved and taken to the next level. And that 2022 is definitely going to be a season for a better you. So we love you. We thank you in advance. I ask that you give every single person sweet sleep, God, and just move in their lives. We love you so much. I love you so much. And I thank you for this live. And it's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Hey, listen, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for those who stuck around to be prayed for. Please just accept it as love. That's my way of saying I love you. Absolutely. I love you. I love you. I love you at every single platform. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I can't wait to jump back on here tomorrow because these things just keep getting better and better and better. You're very welcome. Marsha threw a thank you up there. Thank you for the hearts. Man, let's do it. I want to please ask everybody, If you would please go ahead and text impact 386-200-1394. Yo. Also, somebody asked me to come live. Okay. Also, what I want you to do is please go ahead and go on to YouTube, Jarvis Henderson TV. All right, YouTube, Jarvis Henderson TV. Like, subscribe, and open up the alerts because I'm going to start a very you're going to have an opportunity to jump in on private coaching sessions that I'm going to set up on there, and we'll have some conversations one-on-one that will only be on YouTube. So you want to make sure that you get in there and follow me on every platform. Go ahead and go get your books from jarvishenderson.com. Get your Go Do Something gear. I don't have it on today. Today, I was, like I said, I was celebrating a very amazing and beautiful young lady. You guys have a great night. This is your boy Jarvis. You are with me on IG. What's happening with your IG, FB, YouTube, but it's still Jarvis TV, and it's going down. This has been your edition of Go Do Something. This is day 6 of the 90-day challenge. We're going to change the world together, y'all. Together. We are going to impact lives together. Y'all have an amazing night, and I'll holla at you later. So peace out to everybody who's over here on Wisdom. Holla at you. Peace out to everybody who's over here on IG. Holla at you. Peace out to everybody who's on YouTube and FB. Holla at you. Love y'all. Peace.